I'm Jessica Valant. I'm a physical therapist, women's health expert, and Pilates teacher, and my goal is to help all women feel strong, safe, and secure in their bodies. In this podcast, I'll share expert advice, facts, amazing guests, stories, compassion, and hope to help you meet your body in all seasons of life. Hey everybody, welcome back to our next Connections episode. So these are small episodes that we do that I'm just chatting with you about how I feel or the tangents in my head or what I've learned that week. Things that if we were on a walk together or having coffee or hanging out, I'd be like, hey, this is something I just learned, or what do you think about this? We are just chatting. So today we are chatting about hair. And there's a reason for this because for a couple years, I have kind of shared my experience over on Instagram with perimenopausal kind of hair loss, hair breakage. And I've tried quite a few things for it. And so many of you have come back and asked me, have you found anything that works? Have you found anything that works? So I know that there's so many of you having some of the same experiences I have. So quick recap. I would say I noticed, we're going back even like 8 years. So our son is 8. So I definitely had that postpartum. I had him when I was 39. So I turned 40 pretty quickly after I had him. And so really when I was around 40, I was having all of that, hair breakage and the new baby hairs that happen when you're postpartum. That was just par for the course for me at that time. And I feel like it never really recovered. And I do put that on perimenopause because it is just a common symptom of perimenopause. As you lose estrogen, your hair can get more brittle, your hair can thin, and it can break more easily. So what I was finding, like specifically, was a lot of hair breakage, especially up kind of around my hairline, up on my forehead. So when I would put my ponytail back, I would just notice so many small, they look like baby hairs, but they just had been breaking. And then like the back of my scalp, maybe where, the bottom of my ponytail. And so I would talk to my hairdresser. And so just so you know, with my hair, I see my hairdresser twice a year. I get a haircut. And then once a year she'll do like a partial balayage, just some very light highlights once a year. That's it. So really I don't use a lot of products whatsoever at home. I do not use hairspray. I wash my hair twice a week and I do dry it each time, and I wash it at night and then I just sleep on it. So I am not doing a lot to my hair. I am not using a lot of products. My hairstylist always tells me how healthy my hair is, but she acknowledged too, yeah, you're getting a lot of breakage. So I was having that, and then I was just noticing every time I would dry my hair that it just felt like so much hair was on the counter. Every time I washed it, so much hair was in the shower. And so I was really trying to find some things to do. So I bought all the serums. I tried multiple different serums for probably 18 months. I tried like the scalp massage thing you're supposed to use with the serum. I did all of that, and I would say I didn't notice a lot of change. I never tried any supplements or anything. I never ingested anything for my hair growth, but I did try many serums and different shampoos for it. And so that led me to like these past, I would say 4 months, I've really been feeling like I want to get my hair healthier. I want to get it under control. And I will say, I very much have noticed an improvement in hair breakage. And I put that and I attribute it to working on my nervous system and getting my stress levels down since 2020. It is a long game. I know you're saying, oh my gosh, that was 6 years ago. Yep, it's a long game. But I do think that is vital. Like that was a really big part for me is, eating protein, working on my nervous system, sleeping. No doubt for me, my hair is worse when I'm really stressed. So I'm going to put that as like the foundation to all of it. And then choosing things like I like to wear a hat every time I work out. I probably shouldn't wear that hat as much, but I really like to, so maybe I need to watch that. And then I also got a new hair dryer. I got the Shark. So this is why this is Connections, because I didn't write all my notes for you. This is like we are literally talking and I have to look it up on my phone. So I didn't get the Dyson, but the one that's similar to that, the Shark Flex. I got that hair dryer and that has helped a ton. And I am going to have links to all of this below. So I'm going to link every single product I'm telling you about, the hair dryer, all of it, if you just want to see exactly what I've bought and what I'm using. But that hair dryer is an investment. And I got a discount. I'm sure it was Prime Days or something like that. But I swear I have been so happy with this hair dryer. So that I know has caused a little less stress on my hair. It feels much more gentle. Okay, so that was like 4 months ago. No longer. Maybe 6 months ago I got the hair dryer. But other than that, that's it. Like nervous system support and this new hair dryer. And that's all I'd done. But I really was feeling like still my hair wasn't very soft. It felt almost just brittle and dry. I just wasn't happy with the quality and what felt like the health of my hair. All right. Enter something called the Abby Young method. Now, I have seen this just all over socials of people I follow who have been trying it. And all they say is, oh, I'm using the Abby Young method for hair. I'm using the Abby Young method for hair. Okay, I did not know what this was. But they were swearing by it, and they were women around my age. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to look. And I looked it up. And Abby Young is a trichologist. She's a certified trichologist. I had to look up what that is. That is someone who specializes in the scalp and like diseases of the scalp and health of your scalp. So it helps things like hair loss, hair thinning, dandruff, oiliness, all of that. So the health of your hair and the health of your scalp. And then she has this huge Instagram following, and she has something called the Abby Young method. With all of these products that she recommends. And people do, I mean, I had heard, okay, this is like 12 different steps and it can take a long time. And I thought, okay, I don't have that. Just so you know, like if you know me, if you follow me, I need minimal. I need it very clear and very not time consuming. Like I said, I do not use hairspray. I don't use a single hair product in my hair. And so this needs to be really basic. So I just figured from the get-go it wasn't, but I'm like, I want to look because I like to understand what's going on in the world of social media and recommendations anyway. So I started looking a little bit deeper. And about 3 weeks ago, I finally purchased, like it was my goal in the new year. I'm like, I'm going to purchase these products. I'm actually going to look at it and learn, and I'm going to purchase the products and I'm going to try it. So I have done that for the past 3 weeks, and I am here to tell you, I am so happy with it. That's the first thing. I'm going to tell you the benefits I've seen in my hair. But second, just know this is not complicated. Like it took a little bit off the bat just to figure out the steps. I had to really look at it and figure it out. But once I figured it out, it was easy. And also, these aren't like her products on her website. These are just products you get in your drugstore. They're all at Target. They're all at Walmart. This is so much less money than I was spending on like salon quality shampoos and conditioners. And I can just buy them on my own and, refill as needed. It's not like there's any kind of subscription. Like I said, I just go to the drugstore and get what I need and I'll refill it as needed. So that was really refreshing to me. So that's all I can tell you about her method. I don't necessarily know why all of this works. I don't understand all the science behind the products and things, but I kind of followed the steps that made sense for me, and you don't have to do all of them. But my understanding from the products I bought is they're very much intended to help the bond of your hair. So some of them have protein in them, and they help support the bond of your hair so it breaks less. Great. All right. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I am using and in what order. And again, I'm going to have links for this. So if you decide you want to try it, awesome. You can just see my simplified version. You can have links to the ones I'm using, but I'm also going to link Abby Young's specific Instagram post where she talks about this, because what's really cool is for each step, she recommends 5 or 6 different products you could use. So don't get overwhelmed. That's what I found. When I went, it looked like there was a gajillion different products, but it's just because for each step, she gives you about 6 that you can choose from. So I'll tell you the ones I chose and then we'll go from there. But I'm going to tell you the benefits I have seen. One is my hair is definitely softer, which I really did want. My hair just felt brittle and dry, and it definitely feels softer, no doubt. Two, I can go longer between washes. As my hair was getting a little thinner and estrogen was changing, I felt like it was getting a little more oily than it used to between washes. And now, I go 5 days and I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice. I can wait another day, which I do. I will say I don't know what's going to happen in the summer when I'm in the ocean and in the pool and sweating all the time. That's probably going to change. But right now in the winter, I can go longer and I think it looks really good. And then the last thing that's really cool to me is there is no doubt that when I do dry or brush my hair, much less hair is coming out. Like it would be that when I was drying my hair, after I dried my hair, again, twice a week, I would look at the sink and there'd be just hairs everywhere. I'd have to, clean up and the hair would really build up on my brush and I'd have to pull it out. And like it just hit me the other day, that is not happening. And that is amazing to me, knock on wood, but I'm so excited about that. So those are the real benefits I've noticed. Again, whether I'll stick with it, I don't know, but right now I'm really happy with it. And I love that it wasn't a big cost investment and it's definitely not a big time investment at all. So here we go. I'm going to tell you the things I use. And again, you do not have to write them down. I will have the links below, but I just want you to know so you can compare. So I follow Abby's recommendation, which is step 1 is a pre-shampoo bond repair treatment. That's what she says. And the brand I use is Epres, E-P-R-E-S. I don't know if I'm saying that right. E-P-R-E-S, okay? And it's a spray. This was the most expensive of the products. So I feel like you could leave this behind and you could leave it out if you want to. I just figured I was in it to win it. Like I'm committed. So, and I don't spend money on other things on my hair. So I'm like, I'm going to do it. But I bet you could just leave this part out. But 10 minutes before you wash your hair, you spray it all over dry hair, okay? And you just leave it on. That's no big deal whatsoever. So I do that. Then there's a next step that I think is super optional. It's step 2 is a pre-shampoo oil treatment, and she even says it's optional. I did get this, and it's just like a coconut oil product, basically, and it smells really good, but I only use that about once a week, and I just put it on the ends of my hair because I feel like it helps, again, moisturize the ends of my hair because they were just getting dry. My daughter, I used it on the ends of her hair the other night, and that too, you use it before you wash, and I think it's especially important if you get a lot of breakage in the shower. It helps like to condition and detangle your hair, so that's step 2. It's just this coconut oil. It's called like Miracle Coconut Oil, and you just put it on the ends of your hair. So I'll spray it first, and then right after that, I put this coconut oil on the ends of my hair. But I spray it each time I wash it, 10 minutes before, and then the coconut oil thing, I just use once a week. And then the next is just shampoo and conditioner. So I'll have the links to the ones I use below, but I just obviously get in the shower and I do shampoo and conditioner. Now, here is a difference. Once a week, and again, this is Abby's recommendation, once a week I use a clarifying shampoo, which the more I've read about it, it sounds pretty important. I've never heard of it before, but a clarifying shampoo like takes any product buildup out of your hair. So I use that once a week, and it doesn't lather like regular shampoos or anything. So it's kind of weird at first, but I can definitely feel a difference when I use it. So I just use that once a week in place of my other shampoo. Okay. But it's still just a shampoo. And then I condition, and once a week, instead of my regular my regular conditioner, I use a hair mask. And I was doing that already. Like that was something I was already doing, is once a week I was using a hair mask as my conditioner. So each time I'm in the shower, I'm just shampooing and conditioning. It's just once a week the shampoo is a clarifying shampoo, and once a week the conditioner is a hair mask. Okay? Then, yes, there's more, I know, but when you see it laid out, it's really not a big deal. Okay, so, and she has, if you go there, all these extra steps you can take, like glosses and serums, and I'm not doing that. It just felt like I have to pick the things that make the most sense in my life right now, but there's extra things you can for sure do if you want. Okay, so then after I get out of the shower, when it's still damp, I use a post-wash bond repair treatment, and this is also something I had already been using. So all I do is put a pump in my hand and follow the directions and just put it through my damp hair. So that's what I do after I get out of the shower. Then right before I dry it. And I think you could skip this step if you don't dry your hair, but I do. I don't like to sleep on wet hair, so each time I wash it, I do dry it. So right before I dry it, I use a bond repair spray, and then I dry my hair, and then I'm done. So yes, I know that sounded like a lot, but it really isn't. It's just all under my sink. It totally makes sense to me how I use it. And then what's cool is you can just pick and choose what works for you. If you have one that you don't really like the smell of, the next time you get a different one. She has so many to choose from, and they're all really affordable. And the one I just told you, the Bond Repair Spray I use before I dry it, again, I've been using one of those for years because my hairstylist told me to. It's just a leave-in conditioner. That's what it's. That's all it is. It's a leave-in conditioner and a heat protection. So you might say, oh, I'm already doing that. Yes, great. And then there's a couple other things I have that I use occasionally that, again, I'm doing this, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I got a serum. It's a hair serum, and I use that once a week, and that you just do on dry hair. So I do that like between washes. I just put it on dry hair before I go to bed at night, and it's supposed to help the health of your hair. And I live in very, very dry climate. I live in high altitude, dry climate, so that felt important to me. Again, I think it's super optional, but it doesn't leave my hair oily or sticky or anything like that. Like, it's really easy. You could put it on in the morning and wear it throughout the day and no one would notice. But for whatever reason, the instructions say to put it on at night and sleep on it. So that's what I do. And then there's one other optional part you could do if you are using like flat irons or curling irons. Then there's heat protection spray that you could use on dry hair before you use those tools. So if you're someone that does use a lot of product or a lot of straighteners or those kind of things, there's some extra things to help protect your hair. But those are the steps I go through. And like I said, I have noticed a lot of benefit, and it's just been 3, like maybe 4 weeks. So it might change. I am not going to say it's not. That's why I'm not doing a big, long, science-backed episode about it. I'm just telling you, like, we were out for a walk because I'm pretty happy right now with it. Yeah, so there it is. So nervous system, big time. Work on your stress, work on your nervous system. It's so important. So that's vital. Hydration, protein, all of that. And then, yes, there are things like maybe not wearing as many hats. I have to be careful with my glasses because my glasses will pull my hair out and it does break. Like, I do have to watch some of those things if I want less breakage in my hair. And then these are the products, and I've been really happy with it. So I'm going to link Abby Young below on her Instagram. I will link all the products that I am using. I will have them in one place for you, and you can go and look and just see if it works for you. So I hope that helps, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for listening today. I would love it if you could take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. It means a lot to us, and it helps our content get out to more women who need it. You can find more of my resources at my website, jessicavalant.com, or find me on YouTube at Jessica Valant and Instagram at Jessica S. Valant.